like to call the Huntsville Independent School District Board meeting to order. Ms. Ligon, we do have a full board member present today, so we do have a quorum. Dr. Shepard has certification that public notice of the meeting has been given in accordance with the provision of Section 551.002 of the Texas Government Code.
Yes.
Thank you. We will have our opening exercises of our invocation and pledges. Mrs. Stout will say our pledge, or our prayer.
Please stand and join us.
Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you for your presence here today. Father, we ask you to touch each and every person involved with our district. Father, we thank you for the changes and the growth and the things that we're doing to make our district a better place. And we thank you for that in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Students, come forward. Face the wall. Right hands over hearts. Here we go. All together. Come on. Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Perfect. You may be seated.
For being Next section is going to be Board of Trustee comments. Do we have any comments? Ms. Owens.
And our jazz band performed for the group. They were simply wonderful. I walked in the room and thought I was listening to a professional jazz band. So thank you to Mr. Green, Mr. Cook, and also to Mr. Trevino, because he also attended the event.
That's great, thank you. Ms. Schweitzer.
It is awesome to see everybody here. Thank you so much for being here. To our students that are working so hard, we're recognizing everything that you're doing in your competitions, whether it's through Skills USA and CTE, academic, or in sports. We really thank you for how you represent Huntsville High School. And I do have to give a shout out to the Unified Basketball team. I may be stealing your thunder, Dr. Shepard.
Go ahead.
But my son plays on it, so I'm pretty partial to it. But they won the regional competition last night. So we will be going to San Antonio for the state competition, and hopefully we will come home with a gold medal. So thank everybody for their support.
Thank you, Mr. Langley. I do have a quick comment. I was able to come earlier this week. The Huntsville Leadership Institute through the Chamber of Commerce came and had a tour. They were able to go up and have a nice lunch in our culinary department. So thank you to Mrs. Neal and the students for that. And then they had a tour of CTE, and it's an appropriate night to talk about it because I think we have a lot to talk about CTE tonight. But Dean DeHart and Ruby Juarez both were the ambassadors. I don't know if they're here tonight. I think they might be, but somewhere in the hall. But they did a great job with our community leaders coming into our schools, giving them a tour and explaining what was going on in our campuses. And it's nice to see our students shining like that. And we're going to hear more about CTE later. So that's my comments. And Dr. Shepard, you have the superintendent's briefing.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it when the board members shorten my report. That's good. I like that. I really do appreciate it. It's competition season for the Huntsville High School Grenadier Guard. The GG line officers recently competed at the Storm Tour at Bryan Rudder High School. The GGs were very successful. bringing home numerous team and individual awards, including Platinum Sweepstakes, Best in Category, Medium Team Officer Grand Champion. The entire Grenadier Guard team competed at contests the following week, bringing home multiple awards, including Officer Super Sweepstakes, Team Super Sweepstakes, Officer Novelty Best in Class, Team Pom Best in Category, Team Hip Hop Best in Category, Team Kick Best in Category, Best in Class Medium Team, as well as Tops in Texas for highest scores for team and officers. Sounds like they pretty much won the whole thing. That's awesome. Congratulations to our Huntsville High School Hornet Drama on their outstanding musical production, Once Upon a Mattress. The cast and crew put on 5 fabulous performances in our beautiful, brand-new Huntsville ISD Performing Arts Center, and we could not be prouder of our students and our facility. In athletic news, Lady Hornet basketball had another great season and won their by-district championship title, making it to the area round, and Hornet boys basketball just won the by-district championship title and will play the Westbrook Bruins this Friday in the area round. Huntsville Hornet wrestling teams competed at the regional meet, with our Lady Hornets placing second out of 42 teams. 5 wrestlers qualified for the state meet. Congratulations to Isabel Samuel for making first team All-State, and Shantarius Parrish for making second team All-State. And a big shout out also to Christina Baldwin for placing third at the state meet. That's my report, and as always, sing 'em Hornets.
Thank you, Dr. Shepard. So I believe Matthew Leahy, you're going to give us our monthly digital report.
That's right. February is Good evening, President Holland, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Shepard. As you know, February is Career and Technical Education Month, and as you can see, we will be celebrating a whole bunch of CTE students in just a few minutes. But before that, we'd like to share this video with you. Through the years, we've made lots of videos profiling and showcasing many of the programs of study offered through our Career and Technical Education program. However, we've never devoted a video to sharing a little bit about competition season. And if you didn't already know, February is, in fact, the heart of competition season for CTE. We'd like to thank all the students and teachers that helped make this video, as well as Huntsville ISD CTE Coordinator Jessica Bright. We also want to congratulate every student that stepped outside of their comfort zone and stepped up to compete in this season's competitions. The video runs approximately 4.5 minutes, and we hope you enjoy it. Career Technical Education Month, and February is also competition season. Our CTE students are preparing, practicing, and packing up to hit the road. And our CTE teachers are right there, guiding and coaching, and yes, many times driving them to the events. Competitions are held throughout the year, but now is the time that things really heat up.
This is the time of the year where all the students' hard work comes together. Many questions, long nights, and hard work during the day, but their strength is now coming out, and they have their voice, and they have a plan, and they're going to execute and do well at competition.
February is definitely the busiest month for CT because we're all competing.
Who is going to state this weekend?
I brought snacks.
Guys, we're about to head out to Beaumont.
All right. Career and Technical Student Organizations, or CTSOs, hold these events for students around the state and in some cases around the country.
I really enjoy it, and it's something that I would like to do in the future for a career. It's really helped me with higher level thinking, so this doesn't make me nervous. No, I really enjoy competing.
Folder, my portfolio's going. It's going to district, and if I place for state, I will be going with my mannequin.
It's a game board to help students learn and be able to solve equations.
My name's Braxton Hunt. My brother is Pepper, and I'm shown at the San Antonio Stock Show.
Is this what you worked on? Oh my God, this is so good.
We are working on our Skills USA career profile.
Although we are based out of the kitchen, we also want to make sure that our students are well-rounded and that they are acquiring also these leadership qualities that are really transferable to any job. I'd like to choose competitions that really sharpen and bring my students outside of their regular box.
So this year right now we have 10 kids going to the state. The kids set a scholarship goal of $500,000 earned this year. Right now we're sitting at $303,500. We have about 9 more events total between the build-off and the welding certifications plus the state events to reach that goal. This is a goal they set themselves when school started, and they're working very hard to achieve it.
So whenever Mr. Chandler told us about the Skills USA competition, we were all pretty excited we got to work on it and just thought we'd give it a good shot. And then we're all very excited that we're qualified for state.
Well, I've been doing nails for like 2 years now. I saw that it was in the competition and I wanted to push myself. Peter, this is my first year.
I think competition is good because it gets them outside the box and it prepares them more for future things that they will be doing when they graduate here and gets them excited about the program.
I wanted to experience new opportunities. I've never done anything like this before, so this is really cool for me.
Well, it is actually my first time, so I'm very much excited.
This video is a visual representation of our blood drive hosted at Huntsville High School.
This video is a visual representation of that same blood drive, but in Spanish.
It was fun. It was a new experience and I loved it. I had to use a completely different side of my brain. I had to be bold, firm, and be really loud.
We're going to state for Huntsville High School Criminal Justice Building Search. First time ever for Huntsville High School, and we're making history here.
And I actually did start crying, but...
Life moves fast during competition season, but the memories and the successes can last a lifetime. Congratulations to all of our competing students, and good luck at the next level. Sting 'em Hornets.
And now we will have our staff and student recognitions. Board members.
Good evening, Board President Holland, trustees, and Dr. Shepard, our superintendent. We have a number of recognitions tonight to share with you. First, though, we would like to start with our staff members. Our first recognition for staff is our Educator of the Month. Ms. Jillian Lease, would you please come forward? Ms. Lees officially joined Huntsville ISD a year ago in February 2024. She is an exceptionally dedicated educator who has had a great impact on the school community of Samuel Walker Houston Elementary. She has served as a long-term substitute, a parent volunteer, and now as a second grade homeroom teacher and team leader. No matter the role she has served, she consistently goes above and beyond for anything her campus needs. Her coachability, strong leadership, and commitment to the students, as well as to her Samuel Walker Houston Elementary colleagues, makes her an invaluable asset to the campus and to our district. We appreciate Ms. Lees for building champions at Samuel Walker Houston Elementary, and we are honored tonight to recognize her as Huntsville ISD's Educator of the Month.
She
kind of summed it up. It's been a pleasure getting to see Samuel Walker Houston from all different angles. So first as a parent in PTO, and then several years later as a long-term sub, and now as a second grade teacher. And I just want to thank the administration, the second grade team, and my instructional coach, and then all the staff at Samuel Walker Houston for all your support and encouragement this year.
Awesome. The board has a few things for you. Have y'all ever heard of the show Punk'd? Well, when we went over to surprise her with the news, her principal pulled a fast one and hid our assistant superintendent and myself in a closet and videoed her thinking that she was in deep trouble. And then we came out and surprised her, and I thought she was going to faint. So we are so proud of you, and we are really proud to recognize you tonight. Congratulations. Next up is our Employee of the Month, also from Samuel Walker Houston Elementary, Mr. Danny Horton. Would you please come forward? You ready? Mr. Horton joined Huntsville ISD's family back in 2014. He is currently serving the campus of Samuel Walker Houston Elementary as an instructional assistant coach, Horton, in PE. Danny is extremely dedicated to his work. He is a great leader on his campus and a positive role model for all Samuel Walker Houston Elementary students. He helps to mentor students who have behavioral needs in the campus social learning lab program. Danny also plays a crucial role in helping ensure that the car rider line runs smoothly and efficient each and every day. This is just a sampling of what makes Danny stand out on the campus of Samuel Walker Houston Elementary. He's a great asset to his campus, and his willingness to support students however needed is greatly appreciated. We thank Mr. Horton for helping build champions at Samuel Walker Houston Elementary, and we're proud to name him Huntsville ISD's Employee of the Month. Congratulations. Would you like to say a few words? Thank you. You don't have to. Okay.
Well, thank you to everybody. Like I said, this is my first year on the campus. I was kind of nervous because I had been at the intermediate for so long, but you know, change is not bad. Sometimes change is good. So I appreciate everybody, principal, staff, just appreciate everybody.
Thank
My family's here.
Great. Where's your family?
Family, y'all stand up way, all over.
Awesome. The board has something for you. Our two honorees tonight are receiving a plaque, an embroidered bag with their name on it, and a gift certificate from Ace Hardware. We appreciate Walker County Ace Hardware donating those gift cards tonight. Ms. Leese and Mr. Horton, please do not leave this evening until Mr. Leahy gets your posed picture back up here in just a little bit, okay? Awesome. Moving on to student recognitions, and we have a bunch. As you can tell with the full house, we will start with our student leaders from Stewart Elementary who led our pledges tonight. Didn't they do a great job? Principal Fissler selected these students because they are members of the what? Student Council. Awesome. So when I ask you to come up here, you're going to tell us your name, your grade, and anybody that you want to say hi to tonight, okay? Here we go. Is Wyatt here? Okay. Is Riley here? Come on, Riley. Come on. We can do it together, okay? All right. Riley, what grade are you in?
Second grade.
Is there anybody here you want to say hi to? Mommy, Daddy, anybody? Teacher?
My dad.
Okay. Where's he? Leah. Awesome. Thank you for being here.
All right, we got to say, come here, Riley. All right, here's your certificate. Go shake hands, and then you're going to start a line for us. Okay, you come up, sister. Okay, we're out of order. All right, name
My name's JC Brown.
and what grade are you in?
I'm in 5th grade.
And who's here that you'd like to say hi to tonight?
My family. Hi, people.
Okay. She said, what do I say? I have so many family members here. Come here, baby. Shake hands. Okay. Come on, baby. Are you married? All right. Name
My name is Mary,
and what grade are you in?
2nd grade.
And who's with you that you'd like to say hi to tonight?
My mom.
Awesome. Hi, Mom. All right, get your certificate. Go shake hands. Okay, name?
My name is Brenley Jones,
Brinley Jones. And what grade are you in?
4th grade.
Anybody you want to say hi to?
My little brother, Rhett.
Say hi, Red. Awesome. Get your certificate. We'll find you. Okay, next. Okay, your name.
My name is Wesley Walker.
Wesley Walker. What grade are you in?
I'm in 4th grade.
And who's with you tonight that you'd like to say hi to?
My mom and my dad.
What
Oh, and Austin Atnett.
I think I found them. Wesley Walker. Go shake hands, sweet pea. Next. Okay, name.
Middle.
Your name?
First and last.
Yes, that would be great.
My name is Vincenzo Vasquez.
Okay, and your grade?
I'm in 3rd grade.
And who's with you tonight that you'd like to say hi to?
My dad.
Where's that? In the back. Filming you. Hi, superstar. Okay, let's get your certificate. Shake hands. Come on. Okay, tell us your name.
Leora.
First and last name.
Franklin.
Okay, what grade are you in?
2nd.
And who's with you tonight?
My mom.
You want to say hi? Okay, baby, here you go. Go shake hands. And last but not least, name?
My name's Kate Tilley.
Kate Tilley. And what grade are you in?
2nd.
And who's with you that you'd like to say hi to?
My mom.
Well, shout out, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Here you go, baby. That's all of them. Where's their principal, Ms. Fissler? Is this all of them? Okay, all right, let's hear tonight. Okay, they're going to get a quick picture, so families can get a quick picture. All right, hold your certificate straight and don't block your face or your neighbor's face. Mary, put yours down just to here. Okay. Good job. Okay, next we have recognitions from our Huntsville High School Band program. Tonight we would like to recognize the accomplishments of several members from the Huntsville Hornet Military Marching Band. These students went above and beyond by putting in the practice time necessary to become members of the All-Region Jazz Band, the All-Region Symphonic Band, or both in some cases. This year, 21 students made the All-Region Band, and 6 students made the All-Region Jazz Band, which is the most students we have had in these groups for many years. We are very proud of them and this outstanding accomplishment. At this time, Mr. Green's going to come forward, and he's going to announce our students. They're coming in. Sorry.
Okay.
So the first person we're going to recognize made the All-Region Jazz Band, Mr. Kalel Farr. And then the next group we're going to recognize, they made the All-Region Jazz Band, but they also advanced to the area level round of competition. Landon Birmingham. David Guerrero. Isaac Hammondtree. Alfred Oladelli. And A.J. Wheeler. So that was all of our jazz band students. The next group is going to be those that made the All-Region Symphonic Band. Those are Eliza Ashton, Emily Atnip, Gabriel Fowler, Holden Jose, Nathan Jacoby, and Andrew Thompson. And maybe let's try, can we get a picture with just the jazz ones first? Or did you already get that? You are, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Jazz students, so region clerks over this way, let's have the jazz students here, so we'll get a picture with just the jazz folks first. And then, the next group we have is going to be our All-Region Symphonic Band members, but they also advanced to the area level of competition. Lucy Farr. Andrew Farnsworth. David Guerrero again. She's got another certificate for you. Yeah, you get two. Isaac Hammondtree again. Brianna Johnson. Isaac's not, he's not here yet. Brianna. Yep. Lucy Jones. Matthew Kim. Diego Magana. Simon Mitchell Yellen. Eduardo Mortero. Margarita Ochoa. Alfred Oladelli again. Come on. Eloy Francisco Pinango. No Eloy. A.J. Wheeler again. And Lauren Wheeler. Okay, so anyone who was in the All-Region Band or made it to area level, let's have all you guys up here for that full band, that full group. Okay, the All-Region Band members. All right. And yeah, y'all taller people in the back. Let's make two rows.
And is there another group?
another group?
No, that's everybody.
Okay, that's everybody? I mean, did you want a different picture? Okay. Mamas and daddies who are out in the lobby, we have pictures and we will be posting on social media, so you can grab those, okay? I'm fixing to say something, if that's okay. If you were here for the band recognitions and you don't want to stay, you're invited to leave now so that we can maybe let some of the other parents in, but you're welcome to stay. We'll do a quick transition. And our student leaders from Stewart can go too. Mr. Board President, whatever you think. Yeah, because Trevino was like, there's so many people out in the lobby. I'm sure we were over fire code. Yeah. It'll just take a minute for them to clear out. Okay, there's plenty of seats up here, so come on in and move to the middle. Make room for a neighbor. There's room on the front row too. Shirley, come right in. Okay, if you're in the hall or in the lobby, come on in and have a seat as we're going to get started with the next group. There's room up here on the front row. Okay. Okay, as we learned earlier in Mr. Leahy's video, this is CTE month. The month of February is set aside for us to recognize our career and technical education programs. And at this time, I would like to invite Dr. Jamie Johnson, our Director of Secondary Teaching and Learning in GT, to come up and share a few words.
Good evening, President, Board President, Trustees, Dr. Shepard. It is my pleasure to be up here tonight to talk a little bit about CTE. I want to take a moment to sincerely thank you for your continued support of career and technology education in our district, especially as we celebrate CTE month. Your commitment to these programs is making a real difference in the lives of our students by equipping them with the knowledge, skills, and hands-on experiences they need to succeed in an ever-evolving workforce. CTE opens the door for students by providing them with access to industry certifications, internships, and real-world learning experiences that prepare them for both college and career success. Through CTE, students develop not only technical skills, but also essential life skills such as teamwork, problem solving, and leadership that will serve them no matter what path they choose. Because of your support, our schools have access to state-of-the-art equipment, dedicated instructors, and strong partnerships with local businesses and industries. These opportunities create meaningful pathways for students, helping them explore their passions while also addressing workforce demands and strengthening our local economy here in Huntsville. CTE is about more than just preparing students for jobs. It's about empowering them with the confidence and skills to build their futures. The investment that you make in our programs today will have a lasting impact on our students, our schools, in our community for years to come. On behalf of our students, educators, and families, we truly appreciate your leadership, vision, and dedication to CTE. Thank you for believing in the power of hands-on learning and for ensuring that every student has the opportunity to succeed. Sting 'em Hornets.
And I would like to thank our CTE coordinator, Ms. Jessica Bright, for gathering tonight's information for us. Some of it was actually coming in yesterday and last night, and she helped put this together for us. Our first group to be recognized are from our Business Professionals of America, or BPOA. Advisors are Denise Carpenter and Tony Cherry. Ashley Vivian is our first student to recognize. Here you go, baby. Go right around here. And the board would like to congratulate you. Jocelyn Flores. And Omar Garcia. Congratulations, baby. I don't know how to say the last name. Okay. From Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, y'all just stay right there. Mr. Leahy's going to take your picture, and parents too, if you want to take a quick pic. Congratulations. The advisor for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America is Mandy Kaysen, and we have one student here tonight, Rita. Hi. What's your last name? Igbokwe. Yes, that's exactly right. Come right around here. You got it right. There were more students in that group, but they're not here tonight. So Rita is it. She's the star. Awesome. Thank you, Rita. In the recent district competition for Skills USA, all CTE programs had state qualifiers, including from our carpentry department. Their advisor is Cody Chandler. Is Mr. Chandler here? He's in the hall. Student Gavin Elms, not here. Student Dalton West. Did you make our bench the other night? You did a great job, thank you. Caden Bradshaw. Thank you. And Jacob Neal. Congratulations, guys. Our next group is from the cosmetology department. Their advisors are Patricia Holmes and Dahlia Vasquez. Julie Sorto. Congratulations. Shake hands. Anna Martin. Jade Lujan. Are y'all in order? Oh, okay, so we're just gonna move on down to Kinlan? Okay. Kinlan Woods. Thank you, baby. Mia Vasquez. Carly Faro. Christina? Joycelyn Ramirez. You're not Julia. No, you're not. Jose Martinez. Congratulations. Janaya, who are you? Are you in cosmetology? Yes? What was your name again, baby? Anna? Come here. What's the name? Okay. Say your name for us. We'll get you a certificate.
And Diana Mata.
Okay. Can you shake hands? And your name? Sophia. What's your last name? She had to write it down. Okay, say your name for us, baby.
Sofia Cuevas.
All right. Congratulations. Any more for cosmetology? Okay. We'll get you certificates, okay? Awesome. Congratulations. All right. I think we don't have anybody from culinary arts? No culinary arts? Okay. Moving right along. We had 4 students from culinary arts qualify for state. We'll move on. In law enforcement, advisors Ryan, Kyle Bauer, and Jordan Hubner. Are y'all here? Hey, hey. Students who qualified for state, Avery Roberts. Caitlin Duvall. Ryan Kammer. Dean? You look like your daddy. Dean Dehart. Brittany Kyle. Tanea? Is that right? Tanea Brown. April Garcia. Leanna Harvey. Diana Gallegos. A frequent flyer here. She has been here a number of times. Frances Fuentes Zia. Congratulations. Evelyn Quintana. Quintana. Sierra Gadalian. No? Okay. Okay, those are the names that I have. We have more? Oh. Next up. The students participating at the Texas Public Service Teacher Association state event this Saturday are April Garcia. She's back. Here you go, sweetie. Casey Cotton. Nevaeh Monk. Amber Gomez. Mason Brinsky. Sellers. Eric Sellers. Caitlin Duvall. I need to fix it for you. And Brittany Kyle. Now, is that all? Okay. How about a big round of applause for these kiddos? Okay, get close together. If you're tall, get in the back. Move your certificates down. Don't block your face or your neighbors. Make sure you can see Mr. Leahy. Here we go. Good job, guys. We have a few more. Hang with me. Competing at the Texas Association of Future Educators, or TAFE, with advisor Susan Small. Our first student is Chili McKibbins. Congratulations. Daisy Salvador Koss. Orlando Gutierrez. Congratulations. Christina Macias Fisher. Pretty girl, how are you? Congratulations. Daniel Martins. Chicasso Aranini. Close? Is it close? Was it close? Okay, here you go, baby. Sean Johnson. Congratulations. Kiana Dale. Gracia Ayuk. You're welcome. Tia Forney. Now let me tell you about Tia. Turn around. Tia won first place at state. Congratulations. Anaya Lee. Turn around. Also a first place winner at state. Congratulations. Additionally, the following TAFE students just earned their way to compete in Orlando, Florida at the National Educators Rising Conference taking place this summer. Student Valerie Martinez. Natalia Tobar. Well, honey, it says Martinez, but you can be meant. Now I'm playing. What is it?
Valerie Mendez.
Fix that. Natalia Tobar. Nicole Morera. Abram Lazoya. Brandon Potter. Congratulations, sweetheart. Trinity McMichael. Congratulations, baby. Alina Mincy. I did it right? Valerie Mendez. I'll get you one, okay? I'll fix it. Okay, get a little bit closer. There we go. Put your certificates down. Don't block your face or your neighbor. And look at Mr. Leahy. Here we go. There we go. Congratulations, everybody. And our last group, but certainly not least, are Hornet Welders. With amazing success at various events. I'll wait just a second. Okay. With amazing success at various events throughout the fall and winter months, the following students have qualified for state in the Texas High School Welding Series. Advisors are Jeff Sockwell and Kenneth Goins. Students, Luis Almanza. Brandon Bean. Congratulations, ladies. Corey Christ. Is Shane here? Charles Darby. Les Lala. Joel Williams. Oh my gosh, you grew up on me. My goodness, congratulations. Blake Bridges. Congratulations. Giovanni Garcia. Luis Palmerin. Christopher Piedra. Is that close? Francisco? What's your name? Fernando de la Cruz. Congratulations, baby. All right, squeeze tight so Mr. Leahy can get your photo. Here we go. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay. Move in, baby. Okay. All right, all smiles. Here we go. Hornet Welders. Hold on, Mama Sockwell wants a picture. Okay, congratulations. And our last recognitions tonight is for our attendance recognitions. The campus with the highest student attendance for January 2025 with 91%. Highest student attendance goes to Samuel Walker Houston Elementary. Mr. Burns got fans in the house. Cool breeze. And the campus with the highest staff attendance for January 2025 with 92.74%. Highest staff goes to Scott Johnson Elementary. And I'm not sure they have, yes they do, Mr. McLean is here. And that concludes our recognitions. Would Mr. Horton and Ms. Lease please come forward? Mr. Leahy's going to take your photos right as we recess.
We'll have a 5-minute break and we'll be back. Those that don't want to stick around, feel free to leave.
Lord have mercy, I thought it was me having a hot flash. Oh, good night of mine. I know, I was like, I'm gonna melt and pass out.
Remember with the do the I Like Me book distribution? I would always get like the wet ones.
Oh my gosh, well, and I asked the teachers to come forward before the meeting and tell me
Yeah,
how
put a
do you
little
say 'em?
pronunciation
Yeah,
thing.
because I don't want to screw them up.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Good job.
What you said, staff? Is that our first one? Okay, staff. Staff is Scott Johnson. Oh, with the highest staff? Staff is Scott I know. A couple?
Wow, that was exciting. It's always great to see so many of our students get recognized in such a full room. Sergeant Legursky said that he thinks that's the largest crowd we ever had here, so I'm just glad Chief Mathis didn't come tonight. Our next item is going to be, we're going into a public hearing. It's going to be for the 2023-2024 Texas Academic Performance Report, or the TAPER report. We will have a presentation by Mr. Forney and Ms. Andrus, and then we will have a time for public comment if there are any. Do you need the time for the public hearing open? 7:03 is the time. Ms. Andrus.
Good evening, President Holland, trustees, Dr. Shepard. Tonight I'm sharing information regarding the 23-24 Annual District Report. As in the past, I'll outline the type of information that's in the report and provide some samples to show how the report is displayed. The 8 sections in the report are outlined on this slide. Section 1 contains the Texas Academic Performance Report, or TAPER, for the district and each campus. This 258-page document makes up the bulk of the district's annual report. The cover page includes the district or campus name and number. The district page includes a special education determination status. Accountability ratings and distinction designations are not included due to the pending litigation regarding the state's A through F accountability system. STAR performance is reported for 2024 and 2023. The report performance data is disaggregated in a variety of ways, including performance levels, grades, and subjects. School progress for 2024 is reported by annual growth and accelerated learning. Accelerated learning refers to the students who passed the STAR reading or math test in 2024 after not meeting the passing standard the prior year. Information regarding the bilingual ESL program is disaggregated in the 14 ways listed on the slide for STAR performance, annual growth, and accelerated learning. Student participation rates are reported for all tests and subjects for the 2024 and 2023 school years. Attendance, graduation, dropout rates, and the graduation profile are all lagging data from the 22-23 school year. Post-secondary indicators such as college, career, and military readiness, AP results, and dual credit course completion are also lagging indicators reported for 2023 and 2022. Section 1 includes student, staff, and program information for the areas listed here on this slide. The 22-23 PEAMS financial reports for the district and each campus are found in Section 2. This is lagging data that includes revenues, expenditures, disbursements, tax rates, and fund balance. Each campus's progress, skipped a page there. Section 3 provides the district's accreditation status. Due to the pending litigation regarding the A through F accountability system, the 22-23 status of accreditation is the most up-to-date status that we have, and we were accredited in 22-23. Each campus's progress toward their 23-24 performance objectives is reported in Section 4. The improvement plans that are developed and implemented each year indicate the performance objectives, include the performance objectives that are approved by the Board of Trustees. Section 5 contains the report on violent or criminal incidents. The report includes the number, rate, and type of incidents that occurred on each campus. Numbers less than 5 are masked in the report to meet the FERPA requirements. In Section 6, the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board provides information regarding the college grade point averages of students during their first year after high school. In Section 7, you'll find progress toward meeting the board-adopted House Bill 3 goals. The goals track early childhood literacy and math, along with college, career, and military readiness. In Section 8, the TAPER glossary is included to provide definitions, methodologies, and sources for the data points in the TAPER report. The annual report will be posted on the district's website and available on our campuses and here at the Hawkins Administration Building. My contact information is provided for anyone who has questions or needs additional information. I've extracted some samples from the report to familiarize you with the format of the data in the report. For STAR data, the performance levels are on the left. At the top is the school year with the state, region, and district data shown side by side. To the right of the district data, the remaining 13 student groups are displayed. And this specific example shows the U.S. History end-of-course results for 2024 and 2023. The graduation profile shows district and state-level data. This portion of the profile shows the ethnic breakdown and graduation by types. I've highlighted the distinguished level of achievement graduate type. 81% of our students graduated on the distinguished plan. This chart shows a CCMR-related indicator, TSIA results for graduates who score at or above the criterion. The state and region and district data by academic year are side by side, along with the 10 additional student groups. Student information provides district and state level data for comparison. The student numbers for various instructional programs are provided, and the mobility rate reflects students who were enrolled for less than 83% of the 22-23 school year. They were out of the district for 6 or more weeks. The staff information also shows district and state level data. This chart provides professional staff data by role and teachers by gender. The campus performance objectives are listed under each board-approved goal. The summative evaluation indicates the degree to which the objective was met. This example shows that the campus met its objective to provide character education and social-emotional learning through morning meetings with lessons developed and tracked by their counselor. For the violent and criminal incident report, the incident rates are 0 or a fraction of 1%. The data is masked for numbers less than 5. This is the most current report from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board with data from the 2022 high school graduates. It shows the number of graduates from each high school, the types of institutions in which they enrolled, and the number of students in each GPA range. The report only includes students from Texas public institutions and does not include institutions that are private or out of state. At this time, I'll turn it over to President Holland to facilitate any public or board comments.
Before you do that, Ms. Andrews, can you go back, it'd be slide 21, I think, page 21. There was a lot of data on that slide, and we have some viewers online and in the audience that we might want to stop and just soak in a little bit of 21. Yeah, keep going. We'll come back to 23 in a second. Yeah, you got to do your highlights. I get it.
I got to get all my.
But, you know, there's a lot of numbers on that screen, and I know they're hard to read when they go by quickly, but, you know, just when you look at the 23 and 24 state results, region results, and district results, you'll see that, you know, we compare very favorably with the state and with the region, at or above in almost every category right there. That's it's a strong indicator for us, and you know, historically that's not always been the case, and we've definitely shown some progress, a lot of hard work from a lot of people to make that happen. You know, Mr. Forney and I recently had the pleasure of hearing a presentation from Commissioner Morath at Region 6, and he talked about the cohort trends through all the performance data still showing pretty massive impacts from the pandemic years. And so when you think about when the pandemic was, 4 or 5 years ago, as those students have kind of matriculated through the system and those learning gaps have followed those students through that time, that makes that even much more impressive that we're performing at that rate. And then if you would, Ms. Andrus, go, I think it's to 23. I know you got to click through all your highlights. And in this CCMR, TSIA, similarly, I mean, when you look at reading the district compared to the state results and the Region 6 results, and you see extremely favorable results in that important criteria. So just a lot of numbers on those charts, and I know for people in the audience, it's hard to soak that up as quickly as we go through it, but those are just great indicators that show the progress that we're making in the district. So kudos to the people that make that happen. So, Mr. President?
I think the only other one, the slide that had the mobility rate, I'm sorry, if you can, that's another thing that I think is key to remember, that we do have a lot of mobility within our district, and sometimes that is a hurdle. And if you, I think it was 19.3%.
Yeah, and the student information. Yeah.
Yeah, 19.3 versus the statewide average is 16. So we're elevated above that. And so I think we know that that's an issue, but it's amazing to see that even with that hurdle that we still see the good results. So I just want to highlight that too. Thank you.
The prior year was 29.5% mobility.
Right.
So this is the lowest mobility rate we've had since they've started tracking that in this report.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ms. Andrews. Ms. Lagon, did we have anybody fill out any public comment cards for this session? Okay, no public comment. Any other comments from the board members?
When will they settle that suit on?
Great question. I have no idea. It doesn't seem to be moving at this point in time. I think at some point in time, the courts kind of decide, well, we're so far into the next school year, we might as well wait and see how it gets adjusted by TEA, if at all. The agency, quite frankly, standing behind their accountability system that has some pretty well-proven flaws. With one of the most cited ones is the use of AI in generating the writing grading portion, and the massive increase in zeros across the state that the agency will not explain. And we have students in the audience out here, and can you imagine if you took a course and the professor said, I'm going to grade your work, but I'm never going to show you the work after I grade it, and then I'm going to give you a grade at the end of the semester, and we're never going to let you see what you got right or wrong, and you can't challenge the grade that we give you. You probably would not sign up for that course if you knew that was the way it's going to be graded, yet that's how the state grades our students in public schools. They administer an assessment. They grade the assessment privately. They do not ever show you the results of that graded assessment, and then they give you a grade. And that is kind of the crux of the lawsuit, is that, when you think about 5.5 million students in public ed, and most of those students take multiple assessments. So, this would probably be an algebra problem that would be on the 3rd grade STAR math test. But if you went through and figured out, that there are 5.5 million students, how many of those take more than one test? And so how many tests are given? And then how are those tests graded in any way that you could stand by the reliability of that grade? I know as a former teacher grading, 120 assessments, I might make a handful of mistakes, right? So imagine grading 15 million assessments. And then saying that there are no mistakes in the grading process. And we're going to prove it to you by never showing you the graded test, right? And that's pretty much what the state does. I know you didn't.
The reason I stirred let me, the numbers are way down now, but this thing was packed. I have seen larger crowds, but it wasn't for the great reason this was tonight. But that was outstanding, and the kids, young people, the champions we're building. Will all this go away when they pass the bill to do away with the STAR test?
They will not pass that bill, sir. Partly because there will have to be some testing due to federal regulations. But quite honestly, there's too much money changing hands for our state politicians to do away with the testing program. So too many people make millions of dollars for that to ever go away. So that bill may get talked about. It's never going to happen.
Any other comments? We're good.
I'm old enough to make those comments, by the way.
I'm older than you, I'm not gonna argue that comment.
You said him ought to be able to say.
I set him up.
Okay.
Dr. Shepherd's doing an outstanding job. Thank you, sir.
All right, I would like to close the public hearing on the taper report. It is 7:20 PM. Mr. Glenn, do we have any regular public comment tonight? No, we do not. Okay. So we will move on to items requiring board action. Item A is going to be our consent agenda. Board members, you've had the opportunity to look over consent. Are there any questions on consent? Or I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Langley makes a motion to approve consent, and I believe Ms. Owens was the second on that. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. It passes unanimously. We do have item B is going to be Mr. Forney discussing the 2025-2026 Huntsville ISD instructional calendar.
Good evening, President Holland, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Dr. Shepherd. It gives me great pleasure to share with you tonight the culmination of months of work relative to the development of our 2025-2026 instructional calendar. Just want to give you a little background before we get into the actual PowerPoint presentation, and some of the information will be redundant, and I'll stop and kind of slow down and explain some areas as we go through the PowerPoint. Many factors were considered during the calendar development period, which included establishing parameters based on new and historical input from stakeholders, groups, parents, campus, district administrators, teachers, and community members through the DAC, the District Advisory Committee process, and also this year through surveys. The administration provided updates to this board of 2 calendar options and sought input for the Board of Trustees during the, if I'm not mistaken, the December board meeting. The DOI plan allows us flexibility to deviate from the state requirement of starting on the fourth Monday in August. So we're allowed to start a little earlier than that. As a result of that, District Innovation, at least 75,600 operational minutes, which are now required by the state as opposed to the number of days. 455 of those minutes represent the elementary campus as well as Mance Park, and 460 of those minutes represent the high school based on their start and their end time during the day. We've also, it was important for us to include additional minutes so that we could accommodate inclement weather and health and other safety issues as required by the Texas Education Agency. Professional learning and teacher planning was embedded within the school calendar throughout the year. And also we had traditional holiday breaks, which will include Thanksgiving, a 2-week break for the Christmas or winter break, and a week for spring break. The calendar also includes a midweek start to school, and that's been a request of many of our teachers as well as our members of the DAC, or those teachers who are on the DAC, to not necessarily start on a Monday. Also, we included the end of the first semester having the winter break that concluded before the end of the first semester in the fall, and the end of the school year happening in the month of May, because there are some districts that exceed May and may end the school year in June. Again, we did seek calendar input from the DAC committee during the fall semester. Also, in addition to that, we did produce a district-wide survey between the months of October 25th and November 5th. It included information about the start dates that we were requesting feedback on, our professional learning days, teacher work days, of course, holidays, and the end date. After that, we also considered a survey where we sent out to the entire internal faculty and staff of the district, and you have the numbers that show the participants, the number of participants that participated being 447. And there was a count, option 1 and 2. I'm only going to show the one which represents 1, but the overwhelming selection was for option number 1 calendar. Just a few features of our calendar. We're required by the state to have at least 187 contract days for our staff. Once upon a time, 180 for the students, but now it's represented by the minutes, the 75,600 minutes. And again, I mentioned earlier about the various holiday breaks that are consistent in the calendar, and those traditional breaks that we anticipate and expect from our district as well as community, and also the teacher work days. Again, I'm repeating that for the end of the semester. One thing that I do want to highlight this year, each year we are required to have at least a minimum of 2 inclement weather days that we normally have, but most of the time we don't have to use those days in the event that we do have national weather issues or any other concerns. And so that's why we build in additional days to accommodate that, which is in the form of minutes. And so for this year, coming up for the 25-26 school year, for the elementary campus and Mance Park, we have built in enough minutes to accommodate 5 additional days for the school year. This year, I think we had 3 days for this current school year. For the high school, because their time is a little longer than Mance Park and the elementary, it would be 7 days for next school year worth of minutes built in. And this is just a copy of the calendar, again, that you all seen in December, but again, this is the option 1 that we're presenting for this evening. At this point, I'm going to ask, are there any questions?
Board members, any questions, comments? And this will be for a vote tonight.
Yes,
on this. Yep.
we're seeking approval of the calendar tonight.
Okay. If I hear no questions or comments, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept it as presented.
Ms. Stout makes a motion to accept this calendar as presented, and have a second by Mr. Hendricks. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed? I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Thank you for clarifying that, Ms. Owens. It passed unanimously.
I thought she saw something on you.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Forney, for that work. The next item is going to be elementary zoning for 2025-2026 school year. Dr. Dixon.
Before Dr. Dixon begins, I want to make a correction. We were discussing whether this would be an action item or a report only tonight, and it got posted as an action item, but we're actually not going to make a recommendation and ask for approval tonight. This is a first reading, and then we will bring this back at the March meeting to seek approval after the board has had an opportunity to see the presentation and ask questions. So there will be no action on this tonight.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shepard, President Holland, Board of Trustees, Dr. Shepard. Thank you for taking the time. Tonight we are going to discuss our rezoning. We will take a short trip down memory lane, but our goal here is, as Dr. Shepard mentioned, to provide information regarding our attendance boundaries, specifically on our elementary campuses. So this is our journey tonight. We'll have a brief review. We're going to also analyze our current state regarding attendance and the adjustments that we made for the 24-25 school year. We'll look at specific geographic areas of Huntsville ISD, develop a plan of action, and then provide next steps. But most importantly, we will also want to take the time to answer any questions that you may have, or more importantly, obtain any questions you have for us to develop and dive in, provide any further research that we may need in order for you to make a concise decision. So in terms of that, traveling down memory lane on January 18th, 2024, approximately 1 year ago, the board decided to, and this is also for our new board members, decided to make the decision and adopt the current attendance boundary that we have. And the reason for adopting that particular boundary was based on these particular items, was to relieve the overcrowding at Huntsville Elementary. The goal was also to allow for grandfathering of selected students to finish elementary school at their current campus. The next bullet provides the reason for that as a result of adding pre-K and fifth graders to our elementary campuses. And then also to move the bilingual program from Stewart Elementary to Samuel Walker Houston Elementary. And all of those were designed. There was a design committee, district design committee, that met for quite a few times and really developed a concrete set of standards, most importantly boundary attendance zones, in order to meet these particular goals that we have right here. And so I think you can see that. I know you can see it on the monitor fairly well. This is our current boundary zone. And so from those meetings, this was developed. They have a pointer on this one? They have a pointer. Okay, they do. And so there were different areas throughout the district that allowed us to maximize the attendance, to shift certain things, also to account for the movement of the bilingual program from Stewart to Samuel Walker Houston. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And so this was our current. As a result of that, wanted to share the intention. And so from that meeting, the numbers that we projected as a result of the new attendance zones landed right here. So the goal was to have, this is our building capacity. I want to become familiar with this table because you'll see this table quite a bit here in this presentation. The students that were not in our bilingual classes, the total amount of students, and then the students that would be in our bilingual classes. And so this is to get familiar with the particular goal that we have. And so from our meeting, from all of the research, from the demographer's information that we received, this is where we felt that we would start the school year with knowing exactly the percentage of capacity, how many students would be enrolled in our schools. So this was our initial projections. On the next slide, I need to warn you, there are a lot of numbers, but we'll go through there just to make sure that you have a grasp understanding of where we are. We decided to match our projections and then give you a current state of where we landed. And these numbers are as of today. Here we go. All right, so there are a lot of numbers on this. So the first thing I would encourage you to look right here, the projected versus current. So the projected, those are the numbers that you just saw, and these are the current numbers that we have on our campuses as we speak. So whenever I look at this, I always start right here at the total numbers. That's kind of the big picture. So for here, Stewart Elementary, we projected to have 611. We are right here today, students, there were 560, and that is very current, thanks to Skyward. Shout out to Skyward, gives an up-to-date attendance. And another shout out to Principal McNeil for showing me how to do that in Skyward. All right, Huntsville Elementary. We also have, once again, the goal was to have 627. We landed at 676. Samuel Walker Houston Elementary, which is going to be much of our focus for tonight. The goal was to have 634. Based on that, we have 733. And then if you look at the building capacity, also, those are some of the things that we're looking at right here. And then at Scott Johnson Elementary, the goal in terms of the campus that is built and the amount of space that they have, the goal was to have 996, and so we have 893. So just wanted to take a little time for you to just digest these numbers to get a feel for exactly where we are currently based on our projections. And I can always come back to this, so I'll continue with the presentation as we move forward. So as a result of that, we, in the middle in the year, we realized that Samuel Walker Houston, there were some more items that we needed to meet the needs to make sure we're maximizing the standard for our students, we're meeting the expectations. And so therefore, we added teachers to that campus as we noticed that the enrollment continued to grow and the registration. So we added a pre-K, third grade, fourth grade teachers, and fifth grade teachers, and I believe a second grade teacher also, or we are debating right now whether to post that vacancy. We also added additional instructional assistants to meet the needs at Samuel Walker Houston, and we also added different other aspects. Anytime you have that type of population, there are other entities within the school that also need assistance. When you're dealing with traffic, I think we had a gentleman who talked about the traffic when we first started in the school, if you can remember that, and then also the amount of nurse visits that were happening. How can we assist there on that particular campus? So all of those things we had to develop, and we worked through this particular school year. So from there, stabilizing, but at the same time, in our research and trying to just understand from a transportation needs and just attendance, we started just to deep dive some more. And we developed that, you know what, if we made a few significant changes within our attendance boundary, it may naturally relieve the ever-growing population at Samuel Walker Houston and give greater balance to all of our elementary campuses. And so the recommended change that we have that we're proposing initially is to adjust the boundaries of Samuel Walker Houston by basically splitting an area that is zoned to Samuel Walker Houston between Scott Johnson Elementary and Estella Stewart Elementary campus. So once again, this is the zone that we agreed upon, and then I'll try and use my rendition of Google Maps zoom in. And so the particular area that we are reviewing, if I zoom in, is this particular area right here. We dubbed this the finger, and this particular here in the middle of our Huntsville city is the area that we are wanting to discuss. And more specifically, zooming in some more, this particular area. Our transportation team did an outstanding job of really helping me understand exactly the densities of our populations, and then also analyzing, hey, if we have one particular area, this particular area, we may be able to, we would say, our bang for the buck regarding, from a transportation standpoint, the ease of getting to the particular campuses, and then also the ease of decreasing the numbers at Samuel Walker Houston. So as we did more research, we decided that if you were to split Lake Road, and so to give you a demographic of where we are right here, this is Sam Houston Avenue, this is Avenue M, here is 45, and this is Montgomery Road, to give you bearings of where we are. We, our team, transportation team, split Lake Road and started to analyze the amount of students that were in each of these locations. And a big shout out to our PEAMS department providing all of the information, and our transportation department disaggregated a lot of data to really analyze if these students were based on this new boundary, what would the numbers look like from our schools? And so now, once again, as President Holland mentioned, and as we saw in the previous presentation, we are a mobile population, right? There's a lot of mobility within Huntsville ISD at times. And so the numbers that we have right now, very current, but our goal is to continue to analyze these numbers throughout because of the mobility that we have in Huntsville ISD. As a result of doing the research, we realized that if we were to have the split based on the recommendation that we are providing, 91 students would then, an estimated increase, go to Scott Johnson Elementary, an estimated increase of 38 students to Stewart Elementary, and then obviously a decrease of 129 students from Samuel Walker Houston Elementary. And so that's one of the key areas that we have. And so when we analyze, this would therefore become the projected, again, the projected estimated numbers that would come into play as we would start the school year. Obviously, this estimated, there are many variables that may happen, but our goal is to, A, if we have this region now that is zoned specifically to the new campus, there's that much more analysis that we have to do. There are other variables, such as transfers and grandfathering, that come into play. But right now, we feel very confident from the team, from the data and work that they did, that this would be our estimated numbers. Now, once again, this next slide that I'm going to show is comparing, because I wanted to show that. So it'll be a lot of numbers on that, but we'll take a deep dive into look what that looks like. So this would be the estimated in the new zones for 25, 26, if we were to take that. And this is comparing it to the current once again, so that you can see exactly how it impacts and what type of impact it would look. So if there are other questions that I may answer. Once again, to give your bearings, this is projected versus current. Another, once I said, when I look at this, I always look right here. I start with the total amount of students first to see how it compares. So right now we have 560 with the shift. That would be an additional 598 at Stewart. We have 676. HES is not necessarily impacted other than their possibility of bilingual students, being that Stewart does not have a bilingual program. Another shift, as we said, the decrease at Samuel Walker Houston, right here, it would decrease to 616 students. And then there would be an increase at Scott Johnson Elementary. And we feel walking into the getting ready for the registration season, getting ready for the planning season, that this would be a good start. And then from there, we would start to analyze the transfers, the grandfathers, and what that would look like. The great news is we have a great team. I call them the A-team. The AT team is what I call them. Anna and Amy do a great job of trying to stay ahead of these numbers in terms of the programs. Then there's another analysis of special education and how this impacts the numbers. But right now, we feel very confident that this would be our new numbers going into the season. So what we are asking, the next steps from this particular, from you, would be the approval from our HISD Board of Trustees. Obviously, that would happen next month, as this is informational only. We would then immediately start to communicate with families that will be impacted as a result of rezoning. There would be a massive list. We would then continue to evaluate the numbers. Our goal from the team perspective is to analyze every 3 weeks and evaluate for the changes that are happening. As we've mentioned, our community very mobile. We would communicate with HISD, the new zones, do that in Blitz, and then we would communicate the grandfathering policy, any changes or tweaks that may go to the grandfathering policies. And so that would be our plan of action, but definitely want to welcome any questions that you have, any research that you need in order to develop any, to answer any of the questions that you have.
Mr. Hendricks.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So as far as the students are going to be shifting from campus to campus, and I could probably answer this myself using, just assuming or guessing, but I don't want to do that. That gets me in trouble a lot. So with all the staff that's been added to that Samuel Walker Houston Elementary in order to accommodate the number of students, would they go to other campuses as well?
Yes, sir. We would base on the big numbers that you witness here have to be broken down into grade levels. So there may be a big third grade class when we shift that over with those numbers. So the possible third grade teacher that's at Samuel Walker Houston, because those numbers theoretically would go down, would then go to whichever campus, either Stewart or Scott Johnson. So yes, sir, to answer that question, that's how that formulates out. And that's where the AT team jumps in there and helps us really understand exactly what that is.
Mr. Langley.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The numbers you're looking at rezoning, if I understand the map right, probably 75–80% of that are apartments or rental property, right?
Yes, sir. That's correct. Yes, sir.
So there still may be some mobility that they would move from there.
Tons.
I see the answer on this, and I know Dr. Shepard don't want me to mention it tonight, but the thing that I see moving down the road is when we get that elementary, that old building tore down, we need to move forward with a new elementary. So you rebalance this whole district,
Yes, sir.
and also it would rebalance all this traffic problems we have at every campus. And that hasn't gone away. It may have gotten a little better.
Yes, sir.
People are not fighting as much now, except on Facebook. But I think we're really at a point with completing what we've done to start that movement of, even when we look at these numbers, we could overload 2 elementaries quickly if we had some growth this next year.
That is correct. That's hence the goal is to continue to analyze that every 3 weeks, but I think you're definitely, that particular concept is nearing. It's coming closer and closer. Yes, sir.
And that's why I think we need to start future planning pretty quick.
Long-range plan, yes, sir.
So it doesn't catch up to us. You're able to fix this for temporary.
No, and I agree. I think there's always, anytime you have a bond and then you have a successful building of those structures, I mean, it does not stop, right? That's just, there's exhale and then the next layer. Yes, sir.
To the point about mobility that has come up several times, it is definitely a complicated part of town for us, what we're looking at. You're bordering the university, you've got student housing around there, you've got a lot of rental properties, you've got a couple of major apartment complexes, and to everyone's point, to kind of reemphasize that, if there are 120 elementary students in that square right there, there may be around 120 elementary students in that square again next year, but a lot of them won't be the same kids that are in there right now, right? So there's this kind of constant in and out flow. We have mobility in our district so that everybody kind of understands, and mobility is not a bad thing, it's just kind of a part of life today. We have mobility in and out of the district daily, but we also have mobility within the district daily. And so that doesn't impact the high school or Mance Park, but it impacts the elementary schools, because if I, as a family, move from one apartment complex to another and change school zones, then we have this constant balancing that we have to do at our elementary schools. And that's certainly a fairly densely populated part of the community, but it's a difficult part of the community to predict.
Is there any reason that you've done, when you do work like this, it's a lot of data to crunch and move things around, and it's a hard process. So your team that's working on that, kudos to them. Are you still needing more time to assess this, to land on this recommendation, or would it be detrimental to waiting to go ahead and decide on this so we can communicate it out effectively?
I'm probably on the side of, because there's so much communication that needs to go out to families, I would like that more, just to make sure if there's any other feedback. We have another goal in mind also related to transportation in the dock and easing, and this is like the first domino to fall. So the sooner would be better, but that's just there. However, we want to make sure that we're getting right. So for us, regarding the numbers and the crunching, it's literally, we'll do another analysis. Our transportation team, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, because in some ways, you have to almost touch every student in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to get the PEIMS information, grab that again, upload that, and then it's literally the best way to do it, most accurate, is to touch every student. So that takes time. So we'll do that again, see where the numbers fall. From there, fortunately, we have some really good experts in transportation. They feel that those numbers may not sway too much. So we're kind of good there regarding this is probably the layout and the next step of where it will land.
The question that I have is, thank you for that answer. So if that is the case, I mean, it wasn't listed as a first reading, but could we action this tonight?
You could. Another strategy would be to give the team an opportunity to make sure that they vet it further. And we can always have a special called board meeting for this one item too, for a short reading and an action item. So kind of looking at a calendar, you've got a couple of weeks coming up on spring break, and then you come back from spring break and we have the meeting the Tuesday following the week after spring break, if I remember correctly. So could you squeeze in a meeting before spring break? Sure, I mean, we could. And I think they could maybe have time to make sure that they feel great about the recommendation. For the board knows this, for the community and the audience's sake, the other complication of all this, as Anna can attest to out there in the audience, that because we only have bilingual programs at 3 of the 4 elementaries, then many of our bilingual students do not attend school in their zoned elementary. So you then have to parcel out in that square how many students are in a bilingual program, and if they are in a bilingual program, are they attending bilingual currently in their home zone, which would be Samuel Walker? I can tell you the answer to that is not in every case. So then you have to figure out, how are you counting that kid? Are you counting that student as a resident of Samuel Walker who's now being rezoned to Scott Johnson, but maybe attending bilingual currently at HES? So if that confused you, imagine what these guys have to do, right? I mean, so that's why we, felt like tonight might be a little premature.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the blitz between our communications teams, our media, feel confident that we will get the word out. This is just more my probable fear, but we definitely can get some more information, and at the next board meeting, get the
Okay.
answer.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. Dixon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next items are the report and discussion items. A, B, C, and D are written reports. And just a comment on the written reports, those do get read by us, and so thank you to each campus that does the hard work in putting those together. Item E is going to be a presentation and update on our teacher incentive allotment program. Ms. Hassel.
Good evening, President Holland, Dr. Shepard, and Board of Trustees. This evening, I would just like to share some updates on the progress that Huntsville ISD has made in the teacher incentive allotment and its impacts on our teachers and students. First, we're gonna, I think Dr. Dixon said it the best, we're gonna take it back and we're gonna visit memory lane so that we can remember what the intent and purpose of teacher incentive allotment is. In addition to helping attract and keep their effective educators in the classroom, public schools implementing these systems would be able to identify their more effective educators and then provide incentives for them to teach at their most challenged campuses, increasing the equitable distribution of effective educators. Ultimately, the goal of TIA is to reward, retain, and recruit our most highly effective educators. So there are 5 points to understanding TIA. Number 1, there is currently 3 designation levels: recognized, exemplary, and master, with master being the highest level. Districts receive between $3,000 and $32,000 per designated teacher annually. The designation amount is higher at campuses determined to be more rural and at higher need. Districts must use at least 90% of the allotment on teacher compensation on that campus. And then once a teacher earns a designation, it stays with them for 5 years, regardless of placement, and that includes district, so the money moves with them. There are also some eligibility requirements that are written into statute and our district plan. Those include, they must be a teacher of record on a roster of students. They must be employed with the district and earn a credible year of service. They must be in a teacher role of what's called an 087 or a PEIMS code of 087. And then they must hold a valid SBEC teaching certificate. There are more requirements written into the district TIA plan that's written into statute. The first part being teacher observation. So teachers are designated on these criteria based on different scores that they received. We utilize T-TEST, the T-TEST appraisal system, which is already TEA approved. Student growth being the next section, and that's due to the requirement of us having to prove validity and reliability of our student growth measure. We started small and started using a student growth measure built into the STAR state assessments, but we are looking to expand this. districts can then include optional components in their system. Huntsville ISD stakeholders in the planning process chose not to add any additional components, and we put our focus 40% at teacher observation and 60% of the score is based out of the student growth category. And then finally, our district spending plan must adhere to the requirements of the 90% rule. So here's a look at the state totals for the 23-24 school year. There were 542 participating school districts in the state. Out of that, 26,989 teachers earned a designation last year, with a total of awards of $292 million. And I'm super excited to say that Huntsville ISD is in that count. So Huntsville ISD, we recognized teachers last year, and these are the averages across those three different categories. The average, reminder that the average score is because each campus has a different designation amount based on its socioeconomic numbers and census block data. There's only a slight shift between campuses in Huntsville ISD. Last year, we recognized 10 teachers. 2 teachers were at the recognized level, 6 teachers were at the exemplary level, and we are very proud that we had 2 master teachers. Of these 10 teachers, we awarded $115,117 last year. So kind of going through our TIA journey, we first started in April of '22 of submitting our initial TIA application. That was approved. Then we went through data capture year in 22-23 school year and submitted the data for that in October of '23, which we passed, allowing us to designate our first group of teachers this past May. These teachers were in our first eligible teacher category, and they were of all 4th through 8th grade RLA teachers and English 1 and English 2 teachers with a STAR growth measure. We then submitted our first expansion application in April of '24. This was also approved, and then we went and moved into data capture year for this new category this school year. Data submission will happen and validation for that in October of '25, and then we will move into being able to designate this new category of teachers in May of '26. And this category includes all 4th through 8th grade math teachers and Algebra 1 teachers with a STAR growth measure. So where do we go from here? So now we are ready to really kick it up a notch. And we would really like to include this in our next expansion application this April to include an even broader group of teachers. We're looking at adding pre-K, K through 3 RLA, K through 3 math, 5th grade science, 8th grade science, 8th grade social studies, biology, U.S. history, and advanced placement teachers. Our teaching and learning team has been working really diligently with our instructional coaches across the district to truly find some valid and reliable data sources that we already have in the district that our teachers are already using and analyzing. And this is kind of where we're landing in doing some work with them. So we are looking to submit that application this April and keep moving forward with it, designating more teachers. So this again is just kind of a roadmap of how the process works. It's very cyclical. Every year we submit an expansion modification application, then we have to go into data capture. We submit our data in October, and then by the next fall, or the next May, we're able to designate more teachers. So a lot of questions always happen about how do we know that this is going to be a sustainable program. Senator Brandon Crichton filed a bill just this week with our legislature, and it was then read this morning in front of the Senate Education Committee. And here are just a few highlights of that bill. The first part is being the teacher retention allotment in the foundation school program. And then there is also a big increase in the money awards in the teacher incentive allotment. Our legislatures, for the most part, are listening, I think, and are realizing that our teachers deserve better and more. And so there's definitely been a lot of talk about increasing the base amount in TIA, but also then possibly increasing the allotment amounts in the other allotments. They would like to add a fourth designation level to make an acknowledged level under that recognized level. So that's kind of where we are now. So at that point, if there are any questions, I'm just really excited for the work that our team has done in trying to get more dollars in our teachers' hands, and am very excited to see what the legislature does too.
Thank you very much. Any questions, board members? Comments? I know it was very exciting to go around and give those checks out last year. That was, we would like to do
Band
that
and all.
again. Yeah, that was really good. Thank you very much for all the work you're doing on
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay. Trustees, we talked about this on our last meeting, but the March meeting will be on a Tuesday, March 25th, because the Walker County Fair Parade is on our regularly scheduled Thursday of that month, so on March 27th. So please mark your calendars there. I think we just have maybe one conflict with a board member on that night, so hopefully we can have a quorum there. If not, please let us know. That is pretty much it. We will be going into a closed session, executive session. There will not be any action coming out of closed session. So unless you just want to come say bye to us, you can, I'll leave. But we will, at 7:59 p.m., we will